Since before the service started, I've wanted to travel on the Tide. That's the new light rail system in Norfolk. And mostly I've thought about taking the line to the east, that is toward Military Highway or Newtown Road, and then figuring out, where I could go practically on a bicycle, and whether that included going all the way to work in the Greenbrier section or somewhere else. But I hadn't thought of anything practical that avoided major roads. So recently I thought about going the other way and decided, in fact, to go to Ghent from the Parkview neighborhood where the comic book store Local Heroes is, and pick up my comic books there. And so this video highlights that journey. Now, taking the Tide and also I took the ferry and took the bicycle in no way saves money or saves time in comparison to taking a car over to Ghent, at least while there's no traffic. You can see on the map here that it's a bit of a roundabout way, but the nice thing about the Tide is that it does take out the most crowded areas of the largest roads or streets, mostly Brambleton Avenue. So I was only bicycling in Old Town Portsmouth, which has plenty of roads that don't have a whole lot of car traffic, and a tiny bit in downtown Norfolk, which is well traveled, but that works out pretty well. And then also biking through Ghent, which has plenty of small residential streets. So it turned out to be a pleasant ride. It took about just under an hour, 50 to 55 minutes, with a combination of bicycling, a couple spots walking a bike, and then taking the Elizabeth River Ferry and the Tide light rail system. My bike ride to the ferry docks in Portsmouth included this view along Swimming Point. I've ridden the Elizabeth River Ferry plenty of times, but I've always enjoyed watching it pull in. So the ferry takes about 10 minutes or so to cross the river over to Waterside, and it's always an enjoyable ride. So here is the view of Waterside as I'm walking my bike around, and one of the things I found was actually a clever bike rack made from a old buoy. I made a quick ride through downtown Norfolk and arrived here at the new light rail station at MacArthur Center. Here's the ticket kiosk, which spits out this nifty little fare card. I'm kind of confused by the fare card because there's no way to check that you've actually paid anything. You just kind of walk on the train. And here's the train pulling in right now. Each car on the Tide has some vertical bike racks that you can hang your bike from, which is very handy. And here we are traveling through downtown Norfolk, past MacArthur Center Mall. And I continued down along Brambleton Avenue. You can see the PETA headquarters. And then across the river you can actually see, Portsmouth. So I've only traveled, as the crow flies, maybe 3/4 of a mile, even though I've gone much further distance getting around the water. Getting off the train, I came to the intersection of Colley and Brambleton, which was the busiest intersection that I encountered. I just walked my bike across that. Riding my bicycle through Ghent and just having ridden the Tide and the ferry, I had a neat feeling of being in a real urban area, or a real city. And what was nice was that at no time did I feel as if I was in danger of being hit or run over by a car, because of the transportation options I had and the ability to ride through less traveled streets on the bicycle. So riding the Tide and the ferry and the bicycle, certainly from Portsmouth to Norfolk, is something I certainly recommend. Again, you're not saving time, you're not really saving money either. But I turned a plain vanilla journey over to Norfolk into a fun bike ride on a warm sunny day.